Hey everyone, welcome back to my mom's channel. I'm doing the intro because she said I could. Subscribe to Codemaster. It'll be in the link below. It'll be in the link. It'll be in the description below.
Hey, welcome back to Dairy State Vegan. I'm Mariah, your Dairy State Vegan, and today we're doing another What's for Dinner video. Alright, so for dinner this week, I thought I would show you some kid-friendly vegan meals. Now, full disclosure, we do not eat like this every day, but these are just some really fun dinners to incorporate into the mix of your healthier meals to help get your kids on board with the vegan lifestyle. Or if you're even just looking for some great meat-free ideas that your kids or picky husbands might enjoy themselves, this is the video for you. So let's get eating. All right, tonight for dinner, we are gonna make kind of my version of Spanish kind of ish rice and quesadillas for the family. So I'm gonna take about 2 tablespoons each of diced up bell pepper and onion and drop this into a pot with a little bit of olive oil and saute this down. This is for our rice. The rice is gonna be your longest step in dinner. You can go ahead and skip this sauteing part and just cook the rice like you normally would, and even use minute rice if you don't have time. I really like adding these extra steps when I have the time, but totally unnecessary. So we're gonna get this sauteed and then I'll come back and show you the rest of how we put our rice together. All right, so now that our peppers and onions are sauteed down, I'm using basmati rice, brown basmati, so I rinsed it. You can use whatever rice you prefer. We're just gonna put this in. I'm gonna crank the heat a little bit to try and get a little toastiness on some of this rice. And then we're gonna add 4 cups of vegetable broth and a can of diced tomatoes with jalapenos and cilantro to our pan. Okay, so we've got a good amount of toastiness on some of our rice. Now I'm gonna add 4 cups of vegetable broth, which just happens to be one of these boxes. So we're gonna add this in. And then I'm also gonna add 1 10-ounce can of these diced tomatoes with cilantro and jalapeno. Gonna mix this together. And then I'm gonna let this sit on the stove until it comes to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna cover it and reduce the heat to a simmer until our rice is fluffy and done. This is gonna take me about 35 minutes because of the rice I'm using. Depending on the rice you use, we'll tell you how long it takes. All right, while our rice is cooking, I'm gonna make our guacamole so it has time to sit and the flavors kind of marry together. I like to keep my guac really sweet and simple. I think a lot of people put too many ingredients in it and screw it up. Okay, so to our avocados, I'm using 3. I'm gonna add like 3 to 4 tablespoons each of some diced up red onion and Roma tomato. And then I'm gonna add a healthy squeeze of lime juice. I was gonna grab fresh limes today, but none of them seemed ripe enough. So this will do in a pinch. Some black pepper. Start out light and add as you go. I find that with guacamole, you can't really have exact measurements for the salt and pepper. Some sea salt, because all the avocados taste different. It depends on the level of ripeness. It depends on so many different factors. So start light, taste as you go, and add as you need. And this is all I put into my guacamole. It makes it really fresh and light, and it makes it a very, very good addition to any dish as well because it's not so overwhelming with flavors. So I'm just gonna mix this together. I'm gonna keep it fairly chunky because this is actually going inside of our quesadillas. If you have picky kids who don't like certain things, sometimes if you hide them in a tortilla with some melted vegan cheese, you can get them to eat anything, and avocados are really, really good for them. So I'm gonna finish this up and we will come back when it's time to assemble our quesadillas and show you how I make them. All right, so our rice is getting near done, so we're just gonna add a little bit of seasonings. I'm gonna squeeze some lime juice. Then I'm also gonna add about a teaspoon of salt and black pepper, a couple dashes of cumin, and some garlic powder. You don't want to over season it because you want it to go well with everything else, but you want it to have some flavor besides just from the vegetable broth. We're going to mix this in, cover it again, let it finish cooking, and while this is finishing cooking up, we're going to start our quesadillas because we are getting really close to dinner time. All right, it is time to assemble our quesadillas. I am using these giant burrito tortillas that I used the other night for dinner for our wraps. So this obviously is going to be for 2 people, not just one. But I figure I'll just cook it all on this giant tortilla and then we'll slice it up. So for my cheeses, I'm going to use the Violife cheddar shreds. And then I also have some of this Daya pepper jack left from chili the other night. We're going to use this too. You can use whatever vegan cheese you want. A really good economical one is actually the Whole Foods 365 brand. I have been very, very impressed by their vegan cheese. And it is the cheapest on the market. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of Daya. The Violife cheese is my favorite though. It's a little pricey, but it's a nice treat from time to time. Good amount of Violife on the bottom. We're gonna drop in some dollops of our guacamole. Sometimes I even skip the cheese and just grill up quesadillas with like guacamole and black beans. And it's really, really good. It's one of my favorite things to do for lunch for myself. Okay, then I have rinsed and drained some black beans. Just sneak these in here. Then we're gonna top it with a little bit more cheese. More Daya. I didn't used to be a fan of the Daya cheeses, but now that they've come out with their cutting board cheeses, some of them are really good in the shreds. These pepper jack shreds are one of the kinds that I'm really a big fan of. All right, a little bit more of the Violife, just like cheddar. Then we're gonna turn our heat on the stove. Onto like a low medium. Vegan cheese doesn't melt quite as easily as regular cheese, so you don't want your tortilla to cook and be too brown before the cheese melts. So we're gonna put it down to like a low medium. And when this is all cooked and melted and gooey, I'll come back and assemble our plate, and I'll have Cody give a little taste test for you. All right, so in hindsight, this quesadilla was super hard to flip using the giant tortillas. Don't recommend it, although I wasn't about to buy new tortillas when I already had some. So this is gonna feed our whole family. It's like a quesadilla pizza, but I'm gonna get Cody's on his plate so that he can give it a little taste test for you guys. It is so hot and so gooey. Look at that. See all the melty cheese? All right, so I'm just serving his up with some of the rice, and then we really enjoy the tofutti vegan, better than sour cream. And this is dinner tonight. Let's get Cody to give it a taste test. All right, so give the quesadilla a taste test. It's a little hot, so be careful. Do you want a fork?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Make sure you...
Holy crap, yeah, that is hot.
Hot? What do you think?
Good.
They can't see your face. Tell the camera.
It is good.
Delicious dinner? Should their kids try it? Heck yes. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow night for dinner. Okay, so for tonight's kid-friendly dinner, we are working with a kid favorite, hot dogs. So these are the Aldi vegan hot dogs. You can get vegan hot dogs pretty much anywhere. Light Life has a really good brand. Field Roast has really good hot dogs, but this Aldi one is really good. They're jumbo, so they're good and filling. So we are gonna make pigs in a blanket, but vegan. So twigs in a blanket, but they taste really good. And then of course I'm gonna make them with some tater tots, and then whenever I serve something kind of this processed, I like to just serve fresh fruit or veggies. So I bought a cucumber to slice up and serve that with it, but I'm gonna show you how I make these really fun vegan kids pigs in the blanket. The first thing is, for the crescent rolls, you wanna use the Pillsbury crescent rolls. They're accidentally vegan, so no milk and no eggs in them, and they make this very easy. So let's go get these ready. Okay, so I have lined a sheet pan with just some parchment, and I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I just like to do everything on the pan. You could do this on like a lightly floured surface somewhere else, but I like to create as little mess as possible. And then we just take these triangles. Now the Aldi package of jumbo hot dogs only has 5 hot dogs, so I'll just turn the other 3 into regular crescent rolls. Now for those of you who are sitting there saying, Mariah, but this is all processed food and it's not healthy and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Tons of parents feed their kids hot dogs and processed foods. And I'm not here to show you the healthiest way to feed your kids. I am not a nutritionist by any means. I'm here if you want to consume less animal products in your life and you want to transition your kids, whether that means fully vegan or finding some fun meat-free recipes to incorporate into your life from time to time. That's what I'm here to show you. And I can guarantee, even though these are processed, they're not as bad for you as regular hot dogs because they are not a class 1 carcinogen. So, in case you were about to tell me how unhealthy I was, I'm aware. That's why we add some fresh fruit and fresh veggies. It's all about balance, and especially with kids in the beginning, you've got to start out with baby steps. Now, there are some YouTubers out there who have carrot hot dog recipes and they make carrot dogs. You can feel free to go make those carrot dogs and do this that way if you'd like. I am not convinced that a carrot dog will satisfy anyone, not a kid, and it probably wouldn't satisfy my hot dog craving either. I'm sure they're good, but it's a carrot, not a hot dog. So I'm just gonna finish getting these rolled up, and then we're gonna top them with our bagel seasoning to kind of make these like everything bagel dogs. Now Halloween is right around the corner, and these could be made really cute if you cut these crescents into strips. You could make these look like mummy dogs too, and that would be something super fun and cute to do for your kids or for a Halloween party. And again, fully vegan. Now to make these a little extra special, I like to add some of Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning. Another thing you could do is you could add some vegan cheese to these, either in shreds or Follow Your Heart has really yummy American cheese slices that are just like non-vegan American cheese. And then you could have cheesy bagel dogs. So I like to sprinkle these with seasoning, and then I roll them around so that we don't have excess on the parchment. And that's how easy these are to put together. I'm just gonna pop these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. while these are cooking in the oven, I'm gonna pop some tater tots into my air fryer, and I'll be back to show you dinner when it's done. All right, so here we are. I sliced up some cucumber and just put some sea salt on it. We have our tater tots and then Cody's hot dog. You can serve it with whatever sauce you want. Cody likes just ketchup. I'm a big fan of mustard, but let's get Cody in here and have him try it out for you. All right, Cody. What do you think? Look good? It's a little hot. Be careful. There's ketchup if you want to dip it in the ketchup. So hot, so hot. Think it's a good dinner for other kids too?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take this to my room now.
Okay, bye. All right, see y'all tomorrow night. Okay, so for tonight's dinner, I have some leftover chili from my video a couple weeks ago. I had put it in the freezer. I'll link that video in the iCards for you and in the description box below if you want to see how I make my vegan beer brat chili. But I thought it'd be fun to use it and make some chili cheese fries. And I bought these really fun curly fries for tonight. Now with curly fries in the grocery store, sometimes there's milk and sometimes there's not. So just check it and make sure there's not. And then you should be good to go. So I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees and I have lightly coated my pan so that the fries won't stick. And I'm just gonna bake these in the oven. While these are baking, I'm gonna heat up my chili and I'll come back and show you how we kind of put it all together. Okay, so pro tip real quick, when you're heating up your chili, if you're in a hurry and you don't wanna use a microwave, put it in a skillet instead of a saucepan. This is gonna give more hot surface area and a thinner layer of chili, and it will heat up much, much faster. I also heat my chili separately from my French fries, because if I cook the fries and then put the chili on top of it to heat the chili, you're gonna end up with real soggy fries before you even start eating. So I like to heat everything separately for this dish. All right, so our French fries are cooked and crispy. I have topped them with our chili. Chili is always better as a leftover too, so this is just so exciting. I'm gonna put some of the Daya cheddar style shreds on top. You could pop this back in the oven if you have oven safe plates and melt the Daya, but the hot chili, and once you mix it up, will melt it pretty good too. And I like the texture with kind of the cold with the hot. Then of course we're gonna add some raw onions. I'm not gonna add a lot to Cody's because he's not a huge fan, but he likes a little bit. You can add as little or as much as you want, or if your kids don't like raw onions, just skip it. And then it is not a proper plate of chili cheese fries without a good dollop of sour cream. So I'm using the Tofutti better than sour cream, and we're gonna put a dollop on top. And here you have our dinner for tonight. Loaded chili cheese curly fries. I'm gonna have Cody come in and taste it and let y'all know how great it is. All right, Cody, you ready to taste test the last meal of this week?
No, but yes at the same time.
Okay, I'll hold it. You grab the perfect bite. Use a fork. Here, you want me to get you a perfect bite? We need a little sour cream, a little cheese,
All right,
some chili, and a good curly fry. Ooh, look at that bite. Show them your bite. Show them how good that is. Oh yeah.
it's also smoking.
Blow on it.
No.
You're losing beans. Eat over the plate.
Well, I'm lucky I'm losing beans.
You missed all the sour cream. So good. How is it? So good? All right, enjoy your dinner, bub. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to hear which one of these meals you try with your kids or your picky husbands or wives first. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps my channel out a whole lot. If you're new to this channel, I do what's for dinner videos every single Tuesday, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. Also on Saturdays, I do what I eat in a day as a busy working vegan breastfeeding mom. We do taste tests on Saturdays sometimes and also some challenges sometimes. I like to think that I'm the vegan YouTuber that shows you realistic, everyday, delicious foods that your friends and family will love and will be comforting and nutritious for you and your family. Make sure to hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you don't miss another thing, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Thanks, bye.